Thank you. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Do I need it? Yes? Okay, yep, I'll keep it on. Well, thank you very much for that introduction. I'm honored to be here this afternoon. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through an introduction about myself, a little bit more in depth, but thank you. The first part of my presentation is really talking about career pathing. Where do we want to go? And I believe we're all technologists at heart. And I'm sure a lot of us can leave here today and most likely set up a server, or maybe a friend or another company can call you in and we can probably debug the most complicated code. But as the world has evolved from technology being in the background and supporting a company, technology now is a differentiator. And I remember many, many years ago when I started in IT, and this is back in 1982, I was still in university. Do you know where they used to have the IT organizations in a company? They always had them in the basement. Does anybody remember that? I mean, I even remember punch cards, so hopefully I'm not dating myself. Punch cards, green screens on mainframe, WISE terminals. And if you remember the nice green and white printer paper. And so we've evolved, not for the reason of just saying that we've gotten out of the basement, but now the IT organization can generate revenue. Think about it. Go to any company that you're working at, or any company that is in this area, let's say. Let's even go to UPS. Go to their data center room and just shut down all the computers. How much revenue do you think they would lose just in 5 minutes? Think about that. So now, we as IT professionals, we have to think differently. Don't lose the technology, but we have to think like the business. So that will be the first part. We'll take a break. I'll shoot for an hour. I will then go into IT business value. And we'll talk about that. What does the business think of IT? And I have an example, if we get to this time, where I can show you, if we have an IT project, what's the value to the business? And then, of course, we'll go into Q&As. So let me just start about my background. I think it's important to show you kind of where I've come from. My parents were born in Greece. Both my mom and dad, and they came to the States at an early age, though. So I was born in the US, but most of my culture and all of my family are still in Greece. And I think that was an important point here, because I'm sure within this group here, you have a lot of relatives that are either in the US or could be somewhere in Asia. So I understand. But born and raised in New York, so yes, I can turn it on. I'm a New Yorker, I'm going to get some coffee and bagels. But I understand that no matter where you are, there are different IT communities. And I moved from New York to Atlanta 4 years ago. And I will tell you, if you're all based in the Atlanta area, unbelievable IT community here in Atlanta. I was telling Charlie that when I moved down, I made a commitment that I will not network in Atlanta. I said, I don't want to. I want to spend 2 years with my new company, Recall Corporation, and I want to deliver. I want to make sure that we deliver for our business and our customers. I can tell you within 6 months, the IT community within Atlanta has reached out to me, and now I'm on over 4 different organizations in a board role, as well as integrated with 8 other organizations. I don't know if anyone heard, but just this past Wednesday, TAG, which is a local IT organization, had their big meeting Wednesday here in the area. So I'd say that if you're not engaged in some of these organizations, to me that would be definitely a good first step. So what about my personal side? I have a family of 3, including my wife and 2 daughters. So I did want to tell you, I am outnumbered. I'm the only male in the family. So I decided I'm going to even up a little bit. So we have our boy dog Romeo. So I just figured I'd show you that I think it's important for everybody to understand what I call balance of life. What I mean by that is we all work hard, but do not forget there are other things that are more important than just working in IT. For me, it's family. It could be other things, but I always say don't forget that. I do have, I guess, the usual career path. I've been with multiple organizations in IT. The normal tenure is anywhere from 2 to 4 years. Started my career with Allstate, and I was a developer. Assembler 6800, to be exact. And then I moved into Unisys as actually in a consultancy realm, even though I was an employee of theirs, and then into Dannon. I'm going to stop at Pepsi. We were just talking about this on your break. A lot of people have said to me, wow, Jason, you are born to communicate and present. You're just very good at it. And I told them, if you went back to the earlier days within Dannon, Unisys, or Allstate, and you knew me back then, you would say I am the worst communicator in the world. As a matter of fact, this developer, Jason, put him in a closet, does phenomenal coding of work, but don't let him talk to the business. So I'm here to tell you that people are not born with the communication to the business. I can tell you I was not. Matter of fact, my parents were concerned when I was younger. I was the shyest little kid. I wouldn't. Family members would come over and I'd just say hello and I'd sit in a corner. So what it is you have to make up your mind, what is the skills that you need and want to be successful? Now I'm not saying everybody has to be able to come up and present in front of a crowd, but clearly when you're looking to market yourself in your career, the communication piece is going to be critical. And you'll see that as I walk through my presentation.